will show you 4 voting issues as to why the opposition has absolutely won today's debate that the United States is not a socialist nation. Now, the first important thing to remember is the definition of socialism that I contested in the opposition's first speech. This was dropped in the second proposition speech, which means that it will carry through today's debate. So we have redefined socialism as the redistribution of wealth as mandated by the government. It is not when you choose to give, it is when you are told to give and have no option but to give this money up. Now, one other important thing to remember is that we're debating under the weight of the circumstances presented, and I will show how the weight of the circumstances presented by the proposition team is near nothing, whereas the weight of the circumstances presented by the opposition team is crucial. It means that the opposition team has won today's debate. My first voting issue. Redistribution implies equality. When we are redistributing wealth, it is to create equality, it is to create sameness, it is for an egalitarian cause, so that the society will be equal. However, in the United States, the few instances that they have actually shown us where there has been a redistribution of wealth, this was not a redistribution of wealth for the purpose of equality. It was redistributing wealth for the purpose of survival. Welfare is not to enrich the poor. Welfare is to give the poor the ability to live under a roof and eat food. Welfare does not serve the purpose of making society equal. It serves the purpose of making society exist. It keeps the poor people in America living. It is not for a redistribution to make people equal. It is not taking such large amounts of money from Bill Gates that he is equal to a poor person living in a disadvantaged neighborhood. It is serving the purpose of letting that poor person eat that money so that they can afford to continue living, which is not a socialist issue. Keep this in mind as I take their POI.
In your definition of socialism, did you ever say anything about equality?
No, I did not. But if we look at the redistribution of wealth, the purpose of redistribution of wealth for a socialist nation is to create equality. It is not to create living ability. Redistributing wealth so that I can afford to eat this month is not redistributing wealth so that I am on an equal playing field as you. There is a distinct difference which makes the United States a capitalist society. Our second voting issue. We agree, taxes are high in the United States, but once again, socialist nations that identify themselves as socialists have much higher taxes. Comparatively speaking, our taxes are minimal. We have very low taxes in the United States. Furthermore, the taxes are not for the redistribution of wealth. Welfare, Department of Health and Human Services, attains very minimal amounts of this 36% of our gross domestic product. The vast majority of it is spent on things that are not redistributing wealth, but rather the military, which is not a redistribution of wealth. Things like that are not socialist. It exists in our capitalist society today. Third, the freedom of choice as presented by the opposition team. It is not socialist if the government does not tell me to do it. If I walk up to a charity and give them $5, that is not socialist. That is generosity. Their contentions, their first, second, fourth, and fifth contentions, all are eliminated by the freedom of choice. So really the only standing contention in today's debate on the proposition side is their third point, that are the political and governmental level. But we have thoroughly addressed this in my first 2 voting issues and in today's debate in prior speeches. So clearly, their one point still standing weighs nothing. It means nothing in today's debate. It does not make us a socialist nation. We are a capitalist nation. My fourth and final voting issue. We don't feel as if we're socialists. We identify ourselves as capitalists. We believe ourselves to be a capitalist society, which means that to the citizens of the United States, as under the definition of the United States, we are capitalists. We are not socialists. So in today's debate, There is absolutely no reason to believe that the United States is a socialist nation, so I must urge a vote in favor of the opposition team. Thank you.